Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Sunday cooking episode. This month we're going to be talking about elegance. Sometimes we just want to have something that's maybe a little fancier, a birthday dinner, an anniversary dinner, or just having company in, another couple and having something that's really a little bit more, I guess you'd say, over the top. So we're going to call this Simply Elegant because they are elegant, but they're not that hard to make. Now, some of these recipes take a little bit more prep time and are a little bit more labor intensive. None of them are so hard that nobody could just pick it up and do it. And some of them just look like they were labor intensive. So today's recipe is, some people call this a copycat recipe. I don't know that it is a copycat recipe because I don't know what the actual recipe is. But I'm going to be making the Olive Garden's chicken dish. They call it Alice Springs chicken, and we're going to make one that is similar to it. I'm not going to call it a copycat because I don't, like I said, don't know for a fact. But basically what Alice Springs chicken is a honey mustard basted chicken that is topped with bacon, mushrooms, and cheese. And it really is very pretty when it's served, and I think probably very tasty. I've not made it before either, so we're going to see just how easy it is. I'm going to take it down to the counter and we're going to do a little bit of the prep work first. And then we'll come back later when it's time to cook. So be right back. Hold on. Okay, here we are at the counter. Now the original recipe calls for 4 chicken breasts. And then the chicken breasts are cut in half so that they cook faster in your skillet. So you actually have 8 pieces of chicken. Now I have here 1 chicken breast because that is enough for a serving. And so I'm just going to use this one, and I'm just going to adapt the recipe as best I can using the same ingredients. So I have the 1 chicken breast that I have cut in half. This morning when I made breakfast, I cooked some extra bacon. So that's here, and that's waiting. And now I'm going to make the honey mustard sauce. Now it says to mix this in an electric mixer for about 30 seconds because it wants to become very nicely emulsified. And I forgot my mayonnaise. Hold on. And it called for a cup of Dijon mustard and a cup of honey and a half a cup of mayonnaise. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use but the thing to remember is however much honey you use the same amount of mustard. So I'm just going to measure out probably not quite half a cup of honey. And I'm going to put this in this little gizmo. This came with my immersion blender. And I forgot to spray my cup. So now I'll have to get this out of here. This came with my immersion blender, and it's cute. It's like a little mini food chopper. And now I have some Dijon mustard, and this just happens to be a great value brand. So that was not quite a half a cup and a half a cup. And the mayonnaise is about half of this. So the mayonnaise is going to be not quite a quarter of a cup, so I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, now I probably will mute this section of the video because this is going to be very loud. Isn't this cute though? It goes right on here. That's looking very nice. Just make sure it's all down from the bottom. Oh yes. I'm going to do one more little shush. Okay. So there you go. Now we're going to take our chicken breasts and put them in a bag. And we're going to pour about, I'm going to use about a third of this or half. Just enough. I'm going to coat these chicken breasts. Get out as much air as possible. And you want to save this to use as a dipping sauce and a little bit more from when you're cooking it. Okay, now this needs to marinate for 2 hours. So we're going to put this in the refrigerator. I'll put my bacon back in the refrigerator. And we'll be back when it's time to put it together. Back in a bit. Okay, it's about that time. I have a little pan in the back here going with some butter and olive oil, and I've cut up a few mushrooms that I'm going to saute up. Goes on the top of these, but I only have a few in there because I'm going to put them on mine, but not on Bob's. Now you want to have a pan that can go into the oven. These can. And I've got this on about medium high. This one's not quite hot enough yet. And here we have our chicken breasts. you go. And I'm going to cook these about 7 minutes aside. 5 to 7 minutes aside. You want to have chicken to 165 degrees. And they're going to go in the oven, but they only go in the oven for about 7 minutes. So they need to be pretty much done before you put them in there. And my pan is just not hot enough. There we go. Now it's starting. So let me put my timer on for 5 minutes. And we'll see what it looks like then. And I don't know if I told you, my oven is preheated to 375. So I'll be back when I'm ready to turn these over. I thought my camera was recording when I just turned these over, but it wasn't. Anyway, that's at 5 minutes, or about 5.5 minutes. My mushrooms are off. They're still sitting in the pan. And I just set my timer for 6 minutes. What else are we going to need? We're going to need our bacon. Let me just back up a little bit. We need our bacon. Now it says 2 pieces of bacon for each. And these are actually half pieces. So we'll crisscross probably 4 of them on there. And then it calls for about 1/4 cup of cheddar cheese and 1/4 cup of Monterey Jack cheese. So look what I have. It is cheddar and Monterey Jack blend. And I just happened to spot that in the store yesterday. So I thought, let's give that a try. Normally I would say it's better to grate your own. But we're doing it easy. So far, how hard is this? You just put this mustard, honey mustard. Now, let me give you a hint. If you don't want to go to the problem of honey and the mustard and the mayonnaise, you can buy a bottle of honey mustard dressing. And they have that. They have both a honey mustard dressing and I think they also have a honey mustard like in with where the mayonnaise is. It's more of a dipping sauce. It's a little thicker than the dressing. You might want to try that. And I have some over here. An instant read thermometer. See what I get. I'm about at 100, going up to 120. I'm going to turn the burner down a little bit so it doesn't get too brown. I'm pretty close to 130. I want it to get to about 150. This is a little thicker, it's a little less done. Before I put it in the oven, because it wants to get to 165. But you don't want it to go too far and be all dried out either. So we're going to let that go a little bit longer. And I might just put a little cover on it. That would help the heat. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, looking good. Let's get ready to put the rest of this on. I'm going to start by brushing a little of this sauce that we made over it. Okay. Then yummo, yummo. Look at this already. I love it. Everything's better with bacon. And now the mushrooms. And now the cheese. And now it's into the oven for about 7 minutes. All right, be back in 7 minutes. There you go. Look at this. Isn't that elegant looking? And very simple. Looks delicious. I'm going to have to taste it. Then I have to put it away because I have to get the rest of the dinner ready. Let me bring you up. And I'll cut a little piece first here. The cheese and the mushrooms and the chicken and the bacon. My mouth is watering. Let's see what we get here. Hot. Mmm. 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 It's like a taste explosion in your mouth. I taste the honey mustard. I taste the bacon and the cheese. I taste good. And you can see inside it's nicely done. This way, there we go. Delicioso. And isn't it elegant looking? I'll bring you back down. You've seen my pretty face now. It is elegant looking, isn't it? And I'm going to serve that with mashed potatoes or whipped potatoes and green beans, two of Bob's favorite food groups. And of course, I'll show you his, and I almost picked the fry pan up with my bare hand, which would have been a mistake. But here's Bob's. It also looks very good. It just doesn't have the bumpy mushrooms on it. Okay. I'm just going to set this on the back of the stove while I get the rest of the dinner ready, and we'll have an elegant meal. A simply elegant meal. Hang in there, guys, and I'll be right back with a few parting remarks. So there you go. There's the first of the simply elegant meals. A very simple meal when you look at it. Chicken breast, and that's one chicken breast, which is more than enough to feed the two of us. You know, it's amazing. It's actually something I made that is not too much. And what I did is I cut two chicken breasts in half, and when I do that, I sometimes get one half that's a little thicker than the other, and I use the two thicker pieces, and then the other pieces I've cut into strips and put in the freezer to make chicken fingers out of at some point in time. I had a big box of chicken, a big container of chicken from Sam's Club. So anyway, chicken, a honey mustard spread, either the mayonnaise one or the dressing one. And I understand from some people that that's actually what Outback uses, a pre-made dressing type of situation, which if you consider a large chain and a lot of servings to make, seems reasonable. And then the other things are put on it, it's put under the broiler or the salamander or however they might do it. But guess what? It's very good. I've not really cooked like that before. I mean, you know, basted and marinated the chicken in the honey mustard. But it was very good. It was not too strong. It was just good. Now there's more honey mustard left, and we can use it as a dipping sauce. Or pour a little over it if you want. But I think it's perfect the way it is. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And we'll find something elegant to make simply next week. I think it might involve puff pastry. How wrong can that be? So until then, I'll see you Tuesday. And I think Tuesday I'm going to be working on a wreath. I know we've been doing some fall decorating and I still have a lot more to do. But do you think it's too early for Christmas? I'm going to work on a Christmas wreath. And we'll do poofs and ruffles and ribbons in a great big bow. So stay tuned for Tuesday and we'll put together a Christmas wreath. And I'll see you then. Until then, have a great afternoon. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever day it is you're watching this video. Give this recipe a try. It's really elegant looking and not hard to make and not expensive either if you look at the ingredients. You know, for two people, one chicken breast. So, and every package you get has more than one, so you could get feed a family of 4 or 6 with a package of chicken. Until then, have a great afternoon. Keep safe. Get your vaccine, please, if you haven't. And everybody, play nice now. I'll see you Tuesday. Love you. Bye-bye.